Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of April. Now Sagittarius, do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Sagittarius, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Just know that you'll probably get messaged by someone who's not me. See what we have here. Now you had the Three of Wands that wanted to pop out twice. I don't take pop outs, but I definitely feel like there is some growth and expansion here on the horizon for you. Do hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. All right. Let's see what we have here. If you do subscribe, you'll get weekly, monthly, and bonus readings here from me. All right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and put this up here. I think that looks just about good enough to me. All right, so Sagittarius, growth and expansion on the horizon possible, but we need to deal with these first 5 cards first. And you know, there may have been some type of change recently for you, or might have been a while ago, maybe at the end of 2021, or maybe even farther back than that. But at the same time, you know, you have this element of being an expert in something. You have some element of authority that you are that you conduct yourself with, or you have some type. You might conduct yourself in a confident way, something like that here, or at least in a knowledgeable way, probably. And there is something here in the future that's looking a little bit murky, okay? Some murky water in the future. This is in the first 5 cards. We always go through and clarify. This is a pyramid spread, so we get way more cards to get more clarifications, but that's kind of my opening thoughts here. But let's go ahead and dive into this some more. So in the current situation, your overall message, you do have this King of Swords. You know, this might be somebody who does conduct themselves as an expert, right? This could be a subject matter expert. You're knowledgeable, okay? You are definitely potentially a thought leader. You know, this might be a good way to describe a King of Swords. Remember, it doesn't matter what gender you are. You can take on the qualities of any of these cards. And so for some of you, you may be in a leadership role. You may have have a prominent voice in something in your career sector or your career life. And that could certainly be the case here for you, Sagittarius. But some of you may also be reaching out to somebody that can help you get from point A to point B, which is really what the King of Swords person is good at, if it's not a quality of yourself. Or you may even be trying to reach out to an expert in an area to help you understand something. Now, in the past, you have the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles here. So the Tower is potentially some type of upheaval, right? This is a sudden revelation that happens and sort of snaps you into something or out of something. You can see the Tower or the lightning bolt here coming down and bringing the Tower down. Now here's the thing, the Tower is actually a blessing in disguise, Sagittarius. And the reason being is, if you take a look here, this Tower does not have any doors, right? This Tower does not have any doors. So this person, yeah, they may be falling from the Tower, but guess what? They now have a way out of the prison that they constructed themselves in. And so you really need to view, well, I really want you to consider viewing the Tower as a blessing in disguise, which is exactly what it is. It's also more about revelation than it is about doom and gloom. The Queen of Pentacles here, you know, this is somebody who's extremely focused on financial independence, their financial position, financial literacy, you know, leveling themselves up in English, leveling themselves up in financial situations, in financial literacy. You know, this energy here with the Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords, you know, it might be a financial advisor, or, you know, it might be somebody who works in the financial sectors, such as maybe somebody who's a real estate agent, a loan officer, you know, a literal financial advisor, accountant, anything like that. You know, some of you could be having that situation here with these 2 cards. That is for sure. But there may have been some type of revelation around how much money you're saving, how much money you're budgeting, how much money you're planning here based on these two cards. Now, in the future, you have the Seven of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Seven of Cups and the Moon. Murky waters, okay, very clear. This is a major combination of confusion. In fact, I don't know if you could get a more confusing combination. The Seven of Cups literally represents overwhelming or confusing feelings around the amount of choice that you have. Okay, each one of these cups represents some different type of option or some different type of choice. The Moon can represent a deception, something not being as it appears. And so putting those two together, it's like a supercharged confusion. There's something that you are maybe not clear about. The good news is that the Moon represents a temporary situation, something coming and going, like the phases of the Moon. So whatever confusion that you may be dealing with now, you do have the ability to figure that out. You do have the ability to get an answer, get clear on something here with these two cards. And so just keep that in mind. Now, the Seven of Cups also might reference that you do have a lot of options available. You have a lot of things in your back pocket. You have a lot of different paths to go down. And so that's definitely a positive way of looking at the Seven of Cups. So do just keep that in mind as well. But there's like a real need for clarity here. The King of Swords will be somebody who achieves clarity. Okay, they are very focused on getting clear. And so why don't we just do that now? Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid. So you have, wow, okay. You have the Seven of Swords. You have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to try to be okay with however the cards are positioned here. You have the Nine of Swords and you have the Ace of Cups. Okay. So, isn't this interesting, Sagittarius? So double aces, always a good sign in a tarot reading to find two or more aces. You do have them, okay? So that is kind of bringing this reading home, bringing this reading together, shining a more positive light on whatever it is that may be coming forward for you. You do, and I said wow when I pulled the Seven of Swords, because another card that could indicate deception. So you have a card that could indicate confusion or deception with the Moon. You have the Seven of Cups, which can indicate confusion or overwhelming. Now you have the Seven of Swords, which could indicate deception or somebody not having their best interest around you. The other thing, though, the Seven of Swords, what's a more positive way of looking at the Seven of Swords is it can say that perhaps you are being called on to build a strategy, to maintain to create a strategy in your life around something. That could certainly be the case with the Seven of Swords. That energy is definitely implied there. And so you may want to take a clever approach to something. You know, what could also be happening here is there may have been a situation where you've had to be quick on your feet or think quickly here with the Tower and the Seven of Swords. That is certainly also in alignment here, because a big change suddenly happening, Seven of Swords now maybe needing to find a clever solution to something that happened quickly. That could certainly be the case. But I have to say, there is deception here. If what I just said is not resonating, it could literally be deception. I would really encourage you to try to get clear on your goals and your priorities this month in April, especially around finances. Yeah, I would definitely I would definitely encourage that. The Seven of Cups can represent you. I always like to say, be careful of speculation or speculating when you get the Seven of Cups, like in the markets or even in something that's maybe a little bit risky. I'd be careful of speculating there, because the details may not be there. You may not have all the details. Ace of Pentacles can say a new start or something new that you may be starting in the financial sectors, or it could be a new project that you may be starting. Could say that there's new money being made available. I don't know that I see that. I feel like this is more about you and your money that you have now with the Queen of Pentacles energy here. Like, what are you doing with the resources that you have now to maybe plant a seed? And getting clear before you do that, I think, is important. You do have this Nine of Swords, which, that talks about, that's a stress card. This is somebody who's maybe anxious, worried. They're actually having a nightmare. on the card. You can see that they're worried about these 9 swords coming down and hitting them, but they don't actually ever do that. So let's see what else we have. Let's move up the pyramid. Okay, you have the Page of Cups. You have the 6 of Wands. And you have the Judgment card. Okay, so you have my combination of a spiritual awakening with the Tower and the Judgment card, okay? The Tower is like this, it's like a spiritual shock, okay? If you've ever gone through a spiritual awakening, you know what it's like. Sometimes there are just things that happen that change your perspective. That is literally this combination, the Tower and the Judgment card. Judgment card is a potential shift in perspective. It is a potential situation where you really need to evaluate yourself, your options, the position that you're in. And the reason being is it's because you're so close to completing the cycle of the major arcana. You're so close to completing a task or completing something, where the Judgment card says, can you kind of get past, can you get down to the home stretch? Can you finish, can you close out the ball game? Can you finish it out, right? And you have this Page of Cups here as well, which talks about some sort of creative offer, creative venture coming into your life, or something about that. Or I think more importantly, what the Page of Cups could say in this case is it's more about like some maybe news that makes you extremely happy here, because, and it may come after some challenges with the Tower, the 7 of Swords. What I like here is Judgment is about, not only is about karma, it's saying that the choices you make are sort of rendering out, but this is about more about rationality and logic than it is intuition. And I like that because you have this murky water here in the future. So you're just like taking a look at the facts. You're throwing all the facts out on the table and evaluating them. And I feel like you're getting clear here. You have the 6 of Wands tying it together in the middle, which is public recognition, victory, success, exceeding expectations, big win, second win in the suit of Wands. So it's a very good card. Let's continue up the pyramid. You have the Ace of Swords, pretty amazing because that's now 3 aces, and you have the 8 of Pentacles. That did come out reversed. I do not read reversals, but okay. So you have 3 aces, which is a very good sign, tying all of this together. So whatever is unclear will be clear here in the future for you. That is for sure. I think you're going to have like a come to Jesus moment or whatever it is, or like just you're rallying the troops. You're bringing everything together here and you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out in this month as it relates to your career or financial thing or financial situation. The Ace of Swords represents clarity. Remember, we've been talking about this murky water. We've been talking about the need to achieve clarity. This is a breakthrough. This is the clouds clearing in the background, making way for a new start, a new beginning, something new, something better, something good. The 8 of Pentacles is the major card of talent. And it's also dedication to a task or dedication to something, but it says that you are extremely skilled and talented. I do wonder, since it did come out in reverse, do you have to go back to the drawing board on something? I do wonder if some of you need to do that, and that might be where this murky water is coming in here. Let's see what's at the top of the pyramid. The Strength card. So I like to see that. The Strength card is about overcoming internal obstacles. I don't really, we've talked about this deception here. To me, this is, now that I've kind of read through this reading, I feel like this is more about self-deception, internal deception. I don't know that somebody else is doing this to you. You have 3 aces. I feel like you're maybe putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You may be extremely focused on victory, on winning, on success, on achievement. And the Strength card says that you can accomplish all of that. You can accomplish all of that, but it really is going to require courage. It's really going to require you standing your ground on something. You also, you have this Knight of Pentacles, so that's pretty amazing. That is a financial event arriving, or the arrival of something that you've worked diligently for. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles suggests that there's an element of time associated with it. You've worked very hard for something, and this person here, the Knight, is now bringing their pentacle forward to you, saying, here you go, here's the accumulation of all of your work. And so it's a very good card. So I like how this reading ends. I like this month for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you in the next reading.